Good morning, everyone. Happy energy reading. I'm Terry. It's so great to see you guys. We have ourselves here a weekend energy reading. So this reading will go from Thursday to Sunday. And I am just picking out cards here to take an energetic temperature check to see what the potentials and possibilities of this weekend might be like, and what implementation tools we can be using to better navigate our way through this human experience. And this is a reading for the collective, so please know that not everything I say is going to resonate with everyone. So just take what does, toss what doesn't, and if you would like a more personal, more private reading, you can book that. It will be one-on-one. And you could do that directly from my site, terryhuberman.com, and I am still running a special 50% off a 45-minute online or telephone, who says telephone? Phone reading until April 30th. So there's not much longer to get in on this deal. It is 50% off and the rates will be going back up May 1st. So you might want to jump on that. Okay, I've got my cards here. Let's do a reveal and see what's up, Buttercup, huh? Here we go. We have the Six of Clubs. Ooh, we have El Tambor. We have Abundance. And we have Two of Air. Two of Air has been coming up a lot for us, yes? All right, Two of Air, Abundance, Six of Clubs, the cockatoo's up. You're going to be hearing screaming in the background. And El Tambor. Let me put this together for you. So what was really interesting was that when I was shuffling the cards, which I don't do on camera because I'm limited amount of time here. So I was shuffling the cards and everything, all the things that were coming up were agreements and contracts. So I'm going to go with that because that's what I was given and I always give what I get. So now I'm going to put that together along with this. So what is, what does feel like is happening is that there's going to be opportunities this weekend for coming, and it does feel like opportunity. Now, at first it may not feel good because I feel like there is change, job changes, it even could be residential changes, okay? So really what's coming up is that people are having these opportunities to either change jobs or change residences. And agreements are gonna be made this weekend. Agreements that help you and your path, your direction, okay? Some of these agreements are not gonna feel good right away because it's more change on top of change, which provokes more uncertainty. In other people, it will be opportunities to change that feels really good within themselves. And the change is something that they're very much looking forward to and they needed so it can come as a sense of relief, okay? Either way, the change affects your mindset. So, and it does feel almost like it's equally good and equally bad for whatever, if you want to put or place judgment on that. Ultimately, everything is good. It's for your highest good. So just remember that. These changes do actually result in abundance. Some of you may realize that now and get the result or the outcome of that abundance right now. And others of you may get it later, further down the road. And it does feel like there is more than one person. So you might even hear about people in new agreements, new contracts, okay? It could be companies that you hear. It does affect more than one person. Now, here's also what I have to say. If you're doing an exit contract or an entrance contract, sometimes people do exit contracts, you know, sometimes when you get laid off, you have to sign paperwork, you know, so I'll make it more paperwork related, but it's really like contracts, and oftentimes agreements. Really look over the paperwork because what I'm hearing is dot the I's, cross the T's. What you don't want to have to do, and there's sort of a Mercury retrograde feeling to it where you might think you're getting into an agreement one way and it actually ends up being another way, or it just doesn't go the way you want, or you might have to take something back. There's something about making sure you're understanding the contract, or you understand the agreement that you're working or that you're looking at, okay? It's super, super important. Verbal agreements should be written down. Okay, so even though, and I'm sure you trust your bestest friend, you just write it down. Have something in writing. There is a sense of perhaps honor or words not being kept. I also feel like roommate situations on this as well. So if you're finding, you might even find, it could be this, that you're finding your roommate isn't keeping up their end of the bargain, or you're not keeping up your end of the bargain and your roommate is kind of feeling this. In terms of what you guys may have agreed with or agreed upon when you guys became roommates, or any agreements or contracts that were made. I feel like there's a potential for broken agreements, words not being kept. And that's why it's super important, if you have this opportunity because you are coming into agreement, then, you know, that's great. Just check over everything. If you're arguing with your roommate or whatever, you know, you might want to look over the agreement or whatever, and then see like what actually was said. It's reviewing the agreements and contracts that you're making with people, whether it's verbal or written. I just feel like there's going to be conflict about that. So that could very well be a challenging weekend in terms of that. Now, the other thing that I get is that, believe it or not, I really do feel that people will be getting some sort of job back that may have been lost. It might come through an offer, because again, I feel like offers, contracts, or something even better. So even in these times of despair, and even in these times of uncertainty, miracles still can happen. It all comes down to making sure you're looking at all the information, understanding what you're reading or coming across, or what you're coming into agreement with someone else, okay? The last thing I do want to say about agreements and contracts are agreements with yourself. Are you keeping your word? Not just to yourself, but to other people, okay? Remember that this period of time, this period of history that we're in, is not forever. It does end. I mean, granted, there's changes. It'll never be the same, but it's still temporary, which means there is going to be life after pandemic. And what you're doing now does affect and cause an effect for afterwards. So you do want to the best of your ability, keep as many promises, keep as many agreements as you can right now, so that you have less of a mess to clean up later when this does come to a close. And also once you learn how to resettle and reintegrate and recalibrate into the new world. Right? So your agreements are super, super, super important this weekend. Agreements, contracts, keep your word, your promises, which really, when you think about it, does come down to an issue of integrity. Do you have integrity? Do you say what you mean and mean what you say? And remember that that is a character trait. So how do you want to be after this is something you should also start considering with yourself, right? And if there's a certain way you want to be after this, you have to start making agreements with yourself now. All right, guys? All right, what am I always saying to you? Stay connected. Stay connected to your friends and family. Stay connected to yourself. And of course, you can stay connected to me. And if you're finding that you need some longer term support, you're just tired of being emotionally all over the place, if you're tired of feeling you're at the whim of chaos of life, I can help you regulate those emotions. I can help you take more of control of your life by helping you get into your intuition and out of indecision. And if that sounds good to you, go ahead and click on the link in my bio, or you can go to my site, terryhuberman.com, click on the intuitive coaching package section, and schedule a complimentary, also known as free, consultation where we can get on a call to find out if we can work together. Is what I have to offer you a good fit for you? Can you make those life changes and discover those blocks to what's holding you back? Because again, remember, you're creating who you are right now so that when this pandemic ends, you can start keeping that agreement to who you said you are going to be or who you want to be. I can help you with that. Schedule that complimentary consultation today, and I'll see ya on the flip side.